Now, the last time I played a Final Fantasy game was probably last year, and that was Final Fantasy X. The last time I played a Final Fantasy Tactics game was Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and that was when I was a little snot-nosed brat. Dude, I don't even know how many Final Fantasy games are in ye old English, but I was enjoying every second of it. It was so good. I was trying so hard not to join along and mimic their accents. I love ye old English and just the way they spoke. It just has this respectful mannerism to it. It's just this highly toned. It's like when you insult somebody, you insult them to like to the lowest, to the ground, to even below the ground. But then it's like when you're trying to praise somebody, it's so angelic. You know what I mean? Like you're putting them on such a high pedestal. It's just, I don't know, it's beautiful. It's poetic in a way. The whole premise of the story is just them trying to acquire these 12 Zodiac stones that has been told through story that they carry this great immense power. And these stones, they kind of remind me of the Philosopher's Stones from Full Metal Alchemist because they're just OP, you know what I mean? They're broken. You can use them for whatever. It's just it dependent on the holder. It's like if you're a wicked, evil bitch, then the stone's gonna, make you a fucking monster. But if you're a good, moral person that cares about, other people other than yourself, it delivers miracles. They're just going through Ivalice trying to protect these stones from getting put into the wrong hands. The stones themselves can do crazy shit, but holding on to them, they don't really do much, like platypuses, platypi, platyp people. I don't know what it is that won't allow me to pay attention to things for long periods of time, but regardless of that, I was still able to keep up with the story, sort of. Well, kind of. The game has an option where you can just go back and reread what had just happened in that same chapter, or just any chapter, actually. For that, I was able to enjoy the story a little more without feeling completely lost. Because sometimes the rambling just kept going on and on and on, and I don't know, I didn't have the attention span. Because, listen, alright? I enjoy good stories. I enjoy a long story. I like suspense and plot twists and all that fun jazz. Bro, but I have the attention span of a fucking goldfish. Please. So games like this that allow me to just go back and get a little summary of the story, I fucking love it. The gameplay itself, it's not as different from a regular Final Fantasy game. Like, it's still turn-based, it's still multiple units, right? I guess the only difference here is that the units can move on the board. They're just not stagnant using regular base attacks or spells. Like, you have to get in position to make a move, and I like that. There's also plenty of variety that goes along with it. Like, not all characters, obviously not all characters are going to be the same, but they're not always going to be stuck with that one class, There's a lot of customizable, the customizability. That you can have a unit specialize in a certain class and still have the attributes and abilities of a different one. And it's not just pairs of two. You can literally customize them with any class and any skill and any attribute. It's not just tied down to two different classes. And towards the end of my gameplay, I had like 3 different ninjas. they were all like different ninjas too. I had one that was doing like geomancy stuff with the elemental jutsus from Naruto, like the Naruto verse. And then I had Ramza, who at first I think I was just trying to make like a dragoon, a dragoon ninja where he jumps on their head like Mario. But then I changed it back to the regular metal, like the regular Squire abilities. And then I also had Agrius. Dude, Agrius is a holy knight. She can't even use her fucking abilities without the sword. So I had to give her the have swords ability and then give her a holy knight. And on top of that, the only reason why I made her a ninja was so she could dual wield. I didn't even give her the main ability of a ninja where she could throw shit. The gameplay itself is actually fun. I know a lot of people don't really like turn-based games, so they go out and play like open world action adventure or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Or like fighting games. But I like it. I like turn-based games. I like Sea of Stars, I like Persona. So playing this game is definitely gonna go on like my list of games that I enjoyed playing. Now, I know this is a remake, and I know I didn't get to play the original, so I can't really make any comparison notes, but I will say that the game had a lot of quality of life attributes to it that just made the game like 10 times better. I mean, like, especially farming XP in Gil, where you're doing a lot of just of the same battles over and over again. You can put your units in auto mode. You don't even have to attack a unit for them to gain XP. They can just sit in the corner and jack off, and they gain XP from just doing that. And not only can you put your units on auto, like, you have a fast forward mode for battle, and do that fast forward battle mode definitely fucking helped. Whenever I was doing those Jill runs, those Jill drills, if you will, where I had to put the enemy unit, the ops, in a fucking circle and just start digging in their pockets over and over and over and over and over again. Dude, if I had to pick one thing about this game that I didn't like, it would have to be the Gil or Jill. How is it, Gil or Jill? I don't even know. But anyways, I mean, the game itself isn't bad. I like how challenging it is, and how in-depth the story is, and the story in general is pretty intriguing. But if I did have to choose something, one thing about the game that I didn't like, has to be the Gil and Gear. It got to the point where I had to recruit as many units as I can get my little mitts on. And after I recruit them, I wouldn't even use them on my main party. I would just send them on these adventures from the tavern. I'm pretty sure I'm using it the way it was meant to be used, because there's no way that I can have a max of 50 troops to deploy and not even be able to deploy them. So not only is there no point of having 50 fucking troops, but even if I did have that many, I wouldn't even be able to send all of them out. Like, I'm pretty sure the way the tavern quests were meant to be, done is by sending a few troops out and then going off to a random battleground or doing the main quests. And then, after doing all that, you come back and units from the tavern quests are just finished. The way I used them was just to send out as many troops as I can and just walk around Evalis until the quests were done. And even then, I probably wasn't making enough Gil from those either. It seems like after I've won all these battles, all these, Gil drills, I'm barely getting enough for my troops' gear. And the Gil drills that I'm doing just aren't enough, dude. Unfortunately, I was already like midway through the game before I realized this. I had to change my approach. Dude, the game has a problem when you go online and you search up this issue, and there's multiple blogs on it. There's multiple pages on just how to farm Gil. Like, I'm over here looking up wiki guides on how to steal Gil from the ops, bro. Like I said, I was like midway through the game until I realized that the strategy, the tactic that I was using wasn't, meant for my stage of the game. It was meant for early game. I had to switch my approach up. I had to get my ninja and actually just steal their gear right off of their body in the middle of combat. Just to sell it to get Gil for my own units. After taking their gear mid-battle, it's fucking hilarious, because it's like they can't do shit anymore. They're just flicking my units to try and do damage. It's the funniest shit ever. They gone from field warrior to lowly peasant. Shit, dude, some of the fucking units had better gear than what the traders had on them. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I might as well just keep this shit. But I mean, other than that, it's a great game. It's a great story. And after I beat the game, I went ahead and, because when you're watching a show or playing a game or something like with a story to it, you kind of just don't want to be online or be anywhere on the internet just so you don't get spoiled by anything, because the internet just loves to spoil shit for you, even like unintentionally, you know what I mean? So it's like, after I beat the game, I went on Reddit and I seen a few posts, and people were getting up to level 99 before even starting the game. And I'm just like, dude, how are you gonna fucking play the game like you're just going through the whole game one-shotting everything? Shit, I don't know. Maybe it's a different type of fun. I don't know. Well, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Final Fantasy Tactics, because I decided to play a story game. So yeah, if I had to give an actual review on what I would give the game, I'd probably give it 2 chocobo feathers out of 3 Moogles. So yeah, there. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright, bye.